Good afternoon, everyone. It's Beth Kozik from Elegant Greetings. It's Saturday afternoon once again, and time for our catalog Copycat cards. And this is our time each week where I put together a project that is pictured in one of our Stampin' Up! Catalogs. I'm so glad that you're here today. Thank you for joining me. I hope that everybody had a good couple weeks. I missed last week because I was extremely busy at work and just a little overwhelmed. So back on track this week. Things are better, a little bit calmer. So I'm happy to be here to share another project with you. And the way that we start our time together every time is to give away the project that I made last time. So this is the cute little treat box that I made using the Sweet Talk Sweet products. And those are available in our mini catalog. And we use the designer paper, the ribbon, these pretty crystal gems. And the bundle that comes with that suite is called Sweet Conversations. So of course it's very Valentine-ish, but can also be used for other occasions. And it's really, really cute. And then this is the coordinating die set. And of course there's always a 10% savings when the bundle is purchased together. So a bundle is a stamp set with a die set or a stamp set with a punch. So we get a little bit of a price break there. And this whole suite, it's called Sweet Talk Suite. It's in the mini catalog. All of the products in that suite are available as of this morning. I did check inventory. So yeah, it's just a really cute little box that we could put a treat or some money, or maybe, let's see, I don't know if a gift card would fit in there maybe. So yeah, just super cute. So I want to thank everybody who commented on Facebook and on YouTube. I really appreciate that. And I hope you're enjoying all my videos. And the way to have a chance at winning the project I make is by simply leaving a comment. I appreciate also thumbs up and likes and loves. That all matters. So thank you again. Let's go ahead and pick our winner. Okay, and our winner this time is Shirley. So thank you, Shirley. I'm going to mail this to you. I really appreciate you watching. So thank you. And again, that is Sweet Talk Sweet, and it's in our mini catalog. Today's project is also from our mini catalog, and this mini goes until the end of, let's see here. It always tells on the back where the dates of the actual catalog, how long it will last. So this one goes through the end of June. So we still have quite a few months left to enjoy everything that is in this catalog. And the project that we're going to make today is from the New Horizons suite. This suite is just, gosh, outstanding. I really love it. It has been on my list to be able to share with everybody for a while, but some of the components to it have been on back order. So I didn't want to share it until everything was orderable. And it is a suite of paper, ribbon. Of course, we have a bundle, and we have these little pebbles. I'll show you those in just a second. One thing to note here is that for the suites of products, there is a really easy way. So say that we love everything in the suite and want to order it. Instead of putting in all of the individual numbers for the products, excuse me, we can simply go right over where it has the suite collection. There is a one-click number for easy ordering. So you see the entire price of everything in the suite is $78.25. And then this one number here, if we just order that number, it includes the entire suite. So it's super easy, and it says right here, suite collection includes one of each item listed on the next page. So that's just a tip as we go through our catalogs for the suites. It's really easy to order the entire suite with just one number. So this suite is very unusual. I got a little extra piece of paper there. And it is a departure from our normal Stampin' Up! And it immediately piqued my interest. I just thought it was incredibly different and unique, and the colors are amazing. So let me show you all the pieces. There is a bundle, of course, and it is called On the Horizon. And this is a red rubber stamp set. And it comes with 9 pieces. So there's kind of this board looking piece. There are several sentiments. There is a collection of trees, some like grasses, more sentiments, and these fun birds. And then the die set, wow, this is really amazing. So what this creates is the components that coordinate with the designer paper. And it makes, let me just show you kind of one so I can demonstrate what it looks like. This is the designer paper, which I'll show you in a second, but it has all of these muted backgrounds, and they then coordinate with the die pieces that we can cut out to make it more three-dimensional. And oh, I'm in love with this. So for example, here would be if we wanted to put a mountainscape on that designer paper, we could use one of the mountainscape dies. And if you can kind of envision what that would look like in the background if we use designer paper or cardstock. So really cool. And then here we could also create some like low hills. These all are intended to make dimension with our components that we place onto our projects. Here's one that would make a little row of houses. Look how cute that would be in the background. And then this one makes some grasses, so that could be placed behind the fences. And by the way, those fences, oh my goodness, look at how cute these are. So these were cut out of the wood grain designer paper, and it made it kind of look like a beachy scene. I love how I made this card. And these are the two pieces. So let's see how these go, like that. And it just adds so much dimension to a project. Here's another set of trees, so that could be placed way in the background. So a lot of options here, very versatile. It's there's just endless possibilities. I want to share the paper with you next. So I'm going to pull away the dies that we're using today. We're going to use kind of this big splotch and one of the pieces of fence, and then the grass piece. So I'm just going to pull those aside for the moment. Okay, so our project comes from our mini catalog, and we are on pages 42 and 43 of our mini. And the project that we're making today is this blue card right here in the bottom corner. So it has a lot of the components, actually all of the components that go in the suite, and just absolutely beautiful, beautiful card. So let me show you how we're going to make that. I'm going to keep my catalog here on the side so I can reference that while we're building. And the parts of the suite include, these are the pebbles enamel shapes. These are so cute. They look like real little rocks. Look how fun these are. And they're plastic, of course, so they're very thin and lightweight. And they just add the best dimension to our project. So we're going to be using those. And then the designer series paper is the star here. So this is what it looks like. And it comes in a package of 6 by 6, and there are 48 pieces, and it's just $11.50. Everything in the suite you're seeing today is in stock as of this morning. I did double check. Now, these papers, we kind of look at these. At first I thought, oh, what do I do with these? But after studying them, I thought, oh my goodness, they're just so incredibly beautiful. So if you look at how this piece, right, transformed with a few of the components, it definitely gives such an interesting background. And the fun thing is that if we turn them in the other direction, it gives a whole new perspective. So in this direction, I see a background, maybe like a mountainscape, and then the foreground is smaller. So this could be like an icy lake, and then this could be the beautiful sky, right? But if we turn it the other way, look at what happens. We still have the horizon line. We have some trees that I can see in the background. This might be maybe part of a lake. This might be a field of flowers. And then the sky is up on the top. So they're so interesting. Each piece is just fascinating in that way. So again, here we go with the horizon line and some sky, a lot of foreground where we could put components and pieces. But if we turn it upside down, beautiful sunset maybe, with the border, the background with some trees in the background and our horizon line. So each piece is just so, so interesting. This one I love. This could be like a fireworks sky, right? It could be a sunset. We turn it over and we have our land horizon line, some trees, maybe some autumn trees, and then our foreground. So they're just so interesting. Each one has its own beauty. I just love these. So, so interesting. Here's one. This reminded me of the kind of like you know, the universe. When we see a picture of a universe with all the stars, it can go in any direction and be used in so many different ways. Just lovely. This one here, I see a horizon with the forest. I see the sky, and I see maybe like a lake. Turn it this way, and it's a whole new perspective, right? So here's our horizon, foreground, and then all of that blue turns into like a really, like a afternoon stormy looking sky with some serious storm clouds there. And then this one, oh my goodness, look at that. Just gorgeous. And here's a card that one of my fellow demonstrators made with this piece. Really a pretty swap card. But you can see the versatility here. It can be cut down and used in so many different ways. We can cut things from it. Here's another one. This one is really interesting. And then the other fun part is that the back side. The back sides are all, let's see, this one here is a different piece. Okay, so, oh, okay, so that was one of those. Oh, it was just turned the other way. All right, so you can see the backgrounds are predominantly a one-tone, monotone kind of a look. So we can definitely coordinate with the front sides by using the back side. Oh, look at that one, that rich raspberry color. Oh, look at that one. So pretty. Okay, so that explains the paper. Again, it's just $11.50, excuse me, for that large pack of paper, all 6 by 6. All right, the pieces we're going to use today are our Misty Moonlight, which is one of our retiring colors. I do believe it's sold out at the moment, so sad. That's one of our really pretty in colors. We have 5 in colors that are introduced each year, and then 5 that are retired each year. So this happens to be one that is retiring. And then we need a piece of our basic white. We need 1 piece of our 6 by 6, so we can select whichever one we want. This particular one I'm copying right from the catalog, so we're just going to slice this off and make it a little bit smaller so it will fit on our card. And then we need 2 additional pieces. So again, I'm using the back side, so I get a blue piece and a green piece. And then this piece is for the fence. And this is taken from the In Good Taste designer paper. So this was introduced a couple of years ago, and it had carried over, and it is now retiring. So this pack has all these different like tile textures. There's like a fabric, there's all different wood grains. Oh, just really, this has been such a versatile pack of paper. And it's on sale for just $12.60 for 24 pieces. So it's a really good investment. It goes with everything. It's very versatile, and it is in stock as of this morning. Okay, so that's the In Good Taste designer series paper. And ink colors, we need Night of Navy and Soft Suede. And then this is the ribbon pack that goes with the suite. It's called the Cotton Rimbo Ribbon Combo Pack, and it's $9. And we get 2 spools of these really pretty soft, it's a real flexible, soft cotton ribbon. So there's a blue shade, and that's probably Petal Pink. So Misty Moonlight and Petal Pink. We're going to use the blue one today. And then our stamps, I have the Thinking of You mounted up, and also the reeds or the grass that we're going to be stamping on our card. And I have dimensionals, and I have green glue, and our stamp and seal, and my You Pick tool, or Take Your Pick tool, bone folder, And I'm also bringing in my craft sheet today. So the other day somebody reminded me about all the ways we can use this, and it's awesome to use for when we have little pieces that we need to put glue on so it doesn't get all over our work surface. And then my Stampin' Paper snips. Okay, let's get started here. Roll up my sleeves. Oh, and we're of course going to use our pebbles. Okay, I think the first thing that I would like to do is die cutting today, because we're going to have to put together a little bit of a embellishment that will fit on the front of the card before we can do our stamping. So I'm going to bring in my embossing and cutting machine, and I'm going to lay my dies on here. So the blue piece, the way that they did the piece, or the piece in the catalog, is they kind of utilize this white-ish part here on this piece of paper. So I'm going to put that into place and put a Post-it note here just so it doesn't shift. Actually, I'm going to put this right here. And the green that I selected has a lot of different shades of green to it. So actually, I think I'm going to kind of use this end here and place my die over so it kind of captures all of those different shades of green. All right, and then I'm going to put my Post-it note right over all of those so they stay put. And then I'm using that little piece of wood grain, and I'm going to cut it against the grain this way so that all of those, like the variations in the paper show. Okay, so we have our two plates. We have our base plate and our shim. And I'm just going to place those right onto my die cutting machine and put those through. Okay, let's see what we got here. Okay, very nice. So here's our grass piece. That turned out pretty cool. And then our fence piece. All right, so my fence piece is stuck a little bit in here. Of course, we have our die brush, but in a pinch, these little holes that are in each die are intended to, we can poke them with the piercing end of our tool. There, isn't that fun? So it kind of looks like a old wood fence. And then these little pieces we can just pop out of the die so it's ready to go for the next time. And then we have our, put this away so I don't lose it. And then there's that blue kind of splotchy piece, which is very interesting. I love that. Okay, now the next thing we need to do is to cut down our piece of designer paper. So the way that I figured out this, it was pretty easy to kind of look to see how wide the piece needs to be, because on the sample in the catalog, they just simply cut this right down and remove that darker edge. So I'm going to place this here. It's approximately, that looks good. So I'm going to remove all of this to the right. So that is 3.5. Okay, so that'll piece, I'll, of course, won't throw that away. I'll use that for something else. And then this is the piece that we're going to place onto the front of our card. So I know that my card is 5.5, and the way that it's set on the front of the card is kind of angled like in this direction here. So I know that, of course, the bottom is at this point, and I want to have a little bit show. So I think I'm going to remove about 1 inch off of this side. So let's go ahead and cut off 1 inch. I'm using my my Stampin' Cutter. Okay, so now we have that piece. And then the way that I figured out to do the white piece that has to overlay is by measuring. So this piece is 3.5 by 5. And then the white piece that's going to layer over, we want to have some of that blue showing. So I just cut it 1/2 inch smaller in each direction. Okay, so this ends up being 4.5 by 3. Okay, so and it doesn't have to be exact. Just guesstimating is fine. All right, so we have those two pieces. And now our next step is to do our stamping. So I'll put my pieces aside here, and I want to stamp my sentiment with the Night of Navy. And again, I don't close my stamp pads all the way, just a little tip here. Sometimes they can be a little tough to open if we push that all the way closed, and then we end up getting ink all over our fingers. So I just kind of leave it that way. So it's like, I don't know, 3/4 of the way closed or open, and that way it's nice and easy to close it when I'm finished. And then our sentiment needs to go approximately about 1 inch from the bottom. So I'm just going to randomly stamp that here, nice and easy. And then I have my Stampin' Chamois ready. So I'm just going to remove all the ink, nice and easy. Okay, and then I'm going to wait to do the the stamping that's toward the top, which is that kind of that reed look. All right, so we have that, and then our next step is I'm going to bring in a scrap paper here, and there's a little bit of stamping that needs to happen on our blue piece. I can see in the sample that there is a little bit of the reeds or the grasses. So I'm going to use my soft suede ink, and here is the stamp that has the tall grass on it. And then I'm just going to add a little bit because I kind of want it to show over on this side predominantly. So I'm going to place that. I'm going to line up the bottom of my stamp with the bottom of the piece of paper. Let's see how we do here. Okay, that looks good. All right, and then I'm going to start assembling this piece. So what I would like to do next is to talk about our craft mat. This is just a silicone piece of, I don't know, it's just like a crafting mat, and it's really inexpensive. I think it's only like $6, but it's made out of a rubber. So all we have to do is if we use glue on it after we're finished, it's just kind of like the glue rubs right off. And again, it protects our surface. This can also be run under the faucet with just some soapy water to clean it. But it's a really good tool to have on our stamping table. Okay, so the next step I'm going to do is I'm going to take some green glue, and because the components that we're putting on here are very thin, I could certainly try to put my green glue on the back of here, but what I found is much easier to do is I'm just going to dab a little bit on my finger and then gently rub it onto the ends of the paper. So nice and easy. And the green glue is very tacky. So this way I'm putting on just a tiny bit, and it's not going to squish out. Like if I tried to put that on the back right from the bottle, it could potentially be a little bit too much and then squish out. So of course now my fingers are really sticky, so I'm just going to rub my finger here on my chamois, which is wet, to try to remove that glue from my finger. And then this gets placed right onto this blue piece. So I'm going to put that on. Goes right about like that. There we go. So see, that's nice and flat. Using that glue, that will keep it in place. And then I'm going to do the same thing with the grass. So I'm going to give a little bit more glue here and just tap my finger in it. And that way all these little tiny spikes, I guess we could say, this end here, it would be impossible to get glue on that otherwise. All right, and then that piece gets laid kind of over the edge like this. Look how fun. I love that look. And then all those little pieces will lay flat, and see, we have the background, that extra little bit of stamping we did. It looks like there's grass behind that fence piece as well. Okay, so we're done with that gluing. I'm going to move my craft sheet out of the way. And let's see what's next here. Okay, I think that we are ready to do our stamping. I'm going to open up my soft suede again and ink up the grass. And then our piece that we just assembled is going to go approximately there. And so I want to visualize where that grass is going to be, because we want it to be behind our fence. So I'm just going to put it like this. There we go. Okay. I clean off my stamp. And we're done with our inks. All right, and so this is ready, and the next thing we want to do is to put our, we want to put this piece onto our base. So that's going to be skewed just a little bit in this direction. I'm going to use my Stamp and Seal, my tape runner. Oops. Okay, and then that is going to be kind of on an angle like so. All right, and then our white piece, I'm going to pop that up on dimensionals. Oh, actually, there's one thing I need to do first. I'm going to put on, we need to put on the ribbon. So I'm going to put some of my Stamp and Seal. I'm making like 3 little lines of seal, if you can kind of see that, right across the middle. And then our ribbon is going to go, I kind of like to do this while the card is being built, because then I can see exactly how much ribbon I'm going to need. So I'm just going to lay this ribbon right across those pieces of, or those spots where I put the Stamp and Seal. And then we're just kind of looping it, and then I'm laying it onto the Stamp and Seal. And then we're going to go one more time across like this. There we go. Okay, so that's an easy way to figure out how much ribbon we need. And then it's very easy if we find that we don't like where we put that, we can just lift it off and reposition it over the Stamp and Seal. There we go. Okay, that looks good. And now our dimensionals. On a bigger piece like this, I like to do the 4 corners and 1 in the middle. And then that will be placed straight. So I'm going to line up, I have my grid paper, which is so helpful. So I'm going to put my grid paper very straight, or my card on my grid paper very straight. And then when I lay this down, I'll be able to see, I'm looking side to side, top to bottom. There we go. So yeah, it's kind of a little wonky looking at something when we put it sideways and then we have to put something else straight on top of that. Okay, that looks good. And then our embellishment that we made is going to go right over. So what I did is on my large dimensionals, I just cut a strip. I just cut them like right in half. So when we don't need to use a whole one, we could of course use our little mini dimensionals. But if we don't have minis, then we just cut the big ones in half. And that conserves, and we don't really need to have too many of them on a little embellishment like this. Take off the adhesive part, and then when I'm putting over a ribbon like this, I like to just put it in the 4 corners rather than in the middle, because we are already elevating the card a bit here by putting that ribbon on. So this just adds, or it lessens the thickness basically. There we go. Okay, I love how that looks. And then our last step is to use these pebbles. Oh my goodness. They are so lifelike. I'm going to use the spatula side of my Take Your Pick tool. And let's see how they have them. They have a little one here. So I'm just lifting these off. And of course they have adhesive, so they're very easy to stick onto our project. I guess I just have to use my fingers for that. So cute. And then we'll put on a brown one. Look how lifelike. Oh my goodness. So, so cute. And then I'm going to put 3 more over on this side. So we'll do one like that. And then, oops, that one kind of came apart. Let's see. I have to use a different one. Yeah, sometimes those separate. So there's the actual acrylic plastic part, and then the color is a separate piece. So that's why I like to use my my Take Your Pick tool to lift them. So I make sure that I get the plastic as well as the color part underneath. Oh my goodness, look at how cute that is. So, so sweet. And then our last step is to fold our card in half. Here's our bone folder, make it nice and crisp. And there we go. Look at how adorable. Wow, I love that. Let me pull in the catalog here. And there's the catalog version, and then there's my version. Wow, I love this suite. I hope that everyone loves it as well. And again, I can help with any orders. So everything is in stock as of this morning. Just a note too about the host code. So you probably see that I do include that in my communication. So the host code for right now is A6D2BC74. And for orders of $50 or more that include the host code, I include, oh, I meant to print it, darn it, I forgot. So what that includes is an extra special something from me. Every month I participate with a group of demonstrators, and we create tutorials which are themed. So the ones for March all feature different projects made with the Retiring in Colors. And so whenever an order reaches $50, I email those to the person who ordered as just an extra little special something from me in appreciation for the order. And these are all projects that can be easily followed. The tutorial has a photo of the project and all of the products that were used on it, and step-by-step instructions with all of the exact dimensions and measurements. So it's a really nice resource. They change every month. So for April, we are featuring springtime looking cards. So it's just an extra little thing. So anyway, that's what the host code is all about. Some other housekeeping is that I was able to fit in one extra event on my calendar this month. So I'm going to hold a mini retreat, and it will be on Sunday, April 24th. And there are 2 times from either 10 to 1 or 2 to 5. It will be right here in my studio. And we are going to say farewell to lots and lots of things that are retiring from our annual catalog. So this expires on May 2nd. Okay, so we've got a brand new catalog coming soon, but for now we're going to focus on all of the awesome things that are going to be leaving this catalog. So the last chance product list came out a few days ago, and I did publish that. So this explains everything in the annual catalog that is going to retire. So what we will do at the mini retreat is we're going to play with lots of those products. There will be 6 beautiful cards that we'll be making, and a goodie bag, a raffle, table gifts, an ordering special, snacks, and fellowship and fun. And the all-inclusive price is just $45. And a $5 discount applies to all of my fellow demonstrators. So that's a special thing that I give to my team, and also all of the fellow demonstrators that are within the other levels that I'm a part of. Okay, and it can also be ordered to go, and that can be either porch pickup or I can send it for an additional $10. And it's a quick turnaround. The RSVP is next Saturday, April 9th. Okay, and this is a week ahead of my Stamp Your Way classes, which are a week later this month. So those will be on Saturday, April 30th and Sunday, May 1st. And the On the Horizon suite that we played with today will be one of the classes that I will be offering for my Stamp Your Way classes. So, okay, I think that is it for today. I'm out of breath. I need some water. I hope everybody has a great day. And if you would like a chance at winning this project, please do leave a comment on Facebook or on YouTube. Okay, everybody, thank you, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.